Hello guys, today we're going to see a setup to level up to 100 in Path of Exile. The maps are tier 16 and they're fairly easy, which can be completed by most builds. This is way better than 5 ways because it's cheaper and faster. The only con that you could say is that you have to do it yourself instead of playing semi-AFK like in 5 ways, which I honestly prefer to play the game instead of doing 5 ways as a client. I personally really hope that GGG doesn't nerf this as they did multiple times in the past with 5 ways. I'm hoping that they won't change it next league because this is a strategy that you could do it yourself in a more, let's say, natural way. Meanwhile, in 5 ways, it was always a weird service under the hood, which you could get it through a community Discord server, and people running it most of the times, most of them were actually using 2 accounts, one for the carry and one for the aura, which provided the aura for the clients too, and they were most likely using macros for aura attack and stuff like that. So it is shady at least. So even though GGG nerfed in the past this way of leveling up, my hopes are that they did that because they didn't want people to do this service. Okay, so this is the last run for the level 100. This is also my last point for the GGG challenge. So I will need to finish this and then just some of some tier 17 maps and I will be 40 or 40. So yeah, as you can see, level 99, just about to level up, and I think that I can get it in the next map. And I did all of at least the latest levels using this strategy, the teaching ones using the shrines. So let's get the level 100. We are using domination and everything's fine. Let's go. I have the omen here, just in case. Okay. First, we're going to pick the shrines. Okay. Shrines here. Okay, we have enough shrines for the map. Got the acceleration one, which is pretty good. And we got 100. That was 2% in basically nothing. As a reference, in the last year's 5 ways were the main way to level to 100, including until last league. It was definitely the fastest way to and totally worth it the divines to save time. But in a way or the other, 5 ways were affected by multiple changes along the way. For example, a couple leagues ago, they introduced a modifier for the rare monsters that rewarded XP on kill. Then that ended up affecting 5 ways because there are rare mobs in the timeless encounter, giving an absurd amount of 10% at level 99 per run. This was 5 ways at its peak. And after that, the level areas 5 ways were nerfed, reducing the amount of XP that you could get from a single run. And I think this was to compensate that. This last change made that we were getting around 4 to 5% XP at level 99 per run, so half as before. And finally, this league, I think it was the last straw. The modifier from the rare monsters which gave XP was removed from the game, and now Fireways are probably in its worst state. Also, changes to the emblem drops and Atlas tree along the way made 5 ways prices to vary with time. For example, last league a single run was 2 divines. Meanwhile, in previous leagues, you could get 1 run for half a divine, making the whole leveling process a lot longer and a lot pricey because of the changes in the emblem and because of the nerfs in the XP. This brings us to the current league, where they introduce an interesting Scarab called Domination Scarab of Teaching. What it does is that meanwhile you have a shrine buff affecting you, and this works for each different shrine buff, you're getting an increase of 30% experience gain. This Scarab opens up some decent strategies and competitive to 5-way. So we're going to run in this setup 1 Domination Scarab of Teachings. Of course, this gives, as already said, extra XP per shrine affecting us. Then we are in a Domination Scarab of our normally, It increases the chance of getting rare shrines, which gives us a higher variety of shrines, allowing us to have more shrines at the same time because they repeat less often. And finally, we are using 2 breach scarabs to add extra breaches in your map. This is the way that we are packing our maps, adding a lot of monsters. We're going to see that in the Alta tree, you're also adding for Legion monolith spawn chance, so we can have all the monsters that we can in your maps. The main idea will be to collect these shrines and then start clearing our maps, and the more mobs we clear per map, the more XP we are going to get. This is the Atas tree. As you can see, we have all the shrine stuff, of course. This will add an extra shrine, but also these little nodes will add more shrine duration. This node will give you, for example, a different shrine after you get one, so this will add even more shrine buff on you to increase the amount of XP we get from the Scarab. Then I have the Nico here for more safety, because we get extra elemental resistances, and also because you get more XP to clear these maps faster, and then chance to spawn Nico in every single map. Then some Legion chances, because Legion introduces a lot of mobs and a lot of them are rare, so you get more XP compared to white mobs. Then we have all the breaches nodes that increases the amount of breach monsters per breach. So this is why we have all this stuff here, and some breaches chance, because you can get even more breaches based on these nodes for extra breaches chance. Then for the left side, we have the Beyond nodes to add more monsters. And finally, I added these nodes for extra Scarabs, because why not? But you can actually unspec this and add the Influence nodes here to have more monsters. You can choose wherever you prefer. Okay, so what should you expect by doing this strategy? I was getting around 2 to 3% for each map at level 99. On maps that were around 3 to 4 minutes while looting at the end. Less than that if no looting. Some of the maps I just didn't want to stop to backtrack for loot, so they were quite faster, less than 3 minutes, and I ended up running 59 maps from level 98 to 100. It took me around 3-ish hours for the whole process, adding the penalties of dying 3 times at level 99. That's huge. And 1 time at level 98, and I didn't use any omens, so I should have gotten much faster to level 100, but it is what it is. And the conclusion is that the Scarab that they introduced this league is very good, and leveling never felt this good in my opinion. I can totally recommend you, even if you are level 94 and want to push to level 98 or 99 for extra skill points for a tree. Some final tips that I can give you. You have this omen to prevent 75% of XP loss if your character dies, and also there is these all flames for the untainted. You can find this all flame for multiple beats, and what this all flame does is it adds packs of monsters which grants a lot of XP, and also they are fairly common, so you should check first if you don't already have a lot of them in your stash. And that's it guys, I hope you liked the video and to get your level 100 soon of course, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.